it is an opportunity to say, let go of concepts, let go of all the beautiful things that you have heard, and say coming closer to your own experience, to really come into and say, where do you find yourself in your transformation, in your awakening process, and making contact with that. Because sometimes we forget about that. We're so into our study books, our spiritual study books, or our Course in Miracles, or in our books of Joel, or in who knows what your study. And so this is really then, okay, we're letting go of these concepts, but come to our own experience with, how am I actually looking at this right now? How am I actually seeing myself? How am I actually experiencing myself? So that is something that we are practicing in this coming together. And so I already posted a meditation, especially connected to connecting with yourself, which is the body metta meditation. And I would love to start with you today to do that, to come into and strong connection of your bodily presence too. And the reasons why in all this, we leave that for now. We're just going for the experience of making contact with yourself, like taking time to connect with yourself. And so are you with me? Are you going to join me in that? That would be lovely. So this is kind of a meditation that we do. So you might want to sit still, breathe. We're going to stand up at a certain point, but for now it's enough that you sit down in your chair, maybe close your eyes, and so really feeling what's going on with you right now. Like, okay, I can relax, I can breathe, I'm actually sitting pretty comfortable in my chair. So however that goes for you. So I will just mention certain aspects of the contact that you can have of yourself. How that feels for you might be totally different. And that's perfect. There's no problem at all. So you're sitting in your chair, consciously sitting in your chair, you're breathing. You can take a couple of deep breaths just to help you relax in this. And you feel that you're connected to the seat that you're sitting on. So with your sit bones, as I call them, like with your bottom, you sit on a chair, you feel the connection with that too. And you might feel your arms are on the armrest of the chair, or just touching you, touching your body. You feel your feet touching the floor or the place that you put your feet right now. So it's just good to feel that. So feel the connection with your feet to the ground. And so I'm asking just a couple of questions to focus your attention to certain parts of your body. So how are your feet feeling today? Did you already go for a walk, or did you just wake up and sit still, or who knows what you already did? Can you feel that being present still in your feet? And so how are your lower legs? You say your legs feeling. Are they relaxed? Are they warm? Are they cold? Are they just as normal for you, or are they different? Are there any specific sensations that you feel? So how are your knees doing right now? Are they feeling okay? Are they relaxed? Are they, you don't even feel them like that? So your upper legs, how are these doing? Can you feel your connection with your chair, with your seat? Or are there specific sensations that you feel? So now we go to your, to your pelvis, the place where you actually touch the chair. How is that feeling? Do you feel relaxed? Are your muscles relaxed? Or are there any specific sensations going on right now? So we go to your lower belly. So how is your belly? Are you breathing to it? Are you having a connection with that? Are you actually feeling that you're breathing to your belly? Why don't you do that just for now? So breathe in through your nose and then feel how your body changes when you do that. So you might even want to sigh a deep sigh, like, yeah, that's good to take a deep breath. Oh, I love that. See, and breathe out a little longer. Yeah, that's great. So, and how is your chest feeling? Are there any special sensations going on? Are you feeling warm, cold? Are you aware that your body's going, your chest is going up and down when you breathe? Can you even feel your heart beat? How is your back doing right now? Are you having any specific sensations, or is it just at rest? See, and how are your shoulders? Maybe you can move them around a little bit. So how are they feeling today? Are they stiff, or are they great, wonderful? There's no good and bad in it whatsoever, but you just feel what you feel. So the same with your arms. How are your upper arms today? They feel strong and connected to the rest of your body, or are there any special sensations right now? How are your lower arms? Are they resting on a certain place, or on your arm, your chair? Can you feel the pressure of that? Are they still relaxed and comfortable? The same with your hands. How are your hands feeling? Are they energized, or are they calm and maybe even cold, or maybe even warm? How are they doing right now? So how's your neck? Is your neck in a relaxed state, or is your neck a bit tense, or so maybe you move your head a little bit and feel. If you feel like moving, you can do that anyway. So don't hesitate to do that. You're in your own space. Nobody's disturbed by it. Yeah, that's great. So how is your mouth feeling today? How is the taste that you taste with your tongue? How are your teeth feeling right now? And how are your ears? Can you hear the sounds in your room, in your body, in your surroundings, in the building that you live, or beyond that, in the, out there, outside? Do you hear specific noises? How is that for you today? Is that disturbing? Is it restful? Is it quiet? Do you hear the wind, the birds? Okay, so we're almost ready to stand up now. So why don't you just stand up and we'll see what the next step will be. See if I can still work with my microphone. Okay. So when you stand up, it is good to move a little bit. Put your hands next to your body, just moving from one foot to the other. It's like handing over the weight of your body from one foot to the other. Maybe do a deep sigh. And for a moment, just open your chest by opening your arms and letting them go again. Letting your arms rest again. And opening up and breathing in while you're opening up. And breathing out when you lower your hands again. So now we're going back to your feet. Are you feeling your feet touching the ground? And are you feeling that your feet are actually supported by the earth, by the planet that you live on? That is actually totally supporting you. See, in fact, you live in a big, energy field. So even a magnetic field. It's an energy field that you live in, and the earth is pulling you literally to itself. And at the same time, it's supporting you in every step that you take. So, and this is a huge universe that you're in right now. It's like one big energy, world, where there's energy in all different stages, in all different ways. And you are connected to that in every aspect, in every cell of your body. Every cell is also an unfoldment of all that. It is completely connected. So that is also that when you think something, it has effect on everything. And even when you start to feel like you do right now, it's affecting everything. It confirms something to you. All right, so we're able to go and sit now again. So thank you so much for participating in this. See, the thing that I invite you to in this class is really to feel even your physical presence, to feel that really well. And I don't do that just by accident. No, it's more like it is so common to forget this body, so to speak, while you actually store memories in it, while you actually walk around with it. You use it continuously. And so to have an awareness around it and to feel it really well is really a real good step in your spiritual awakening, because you can't ignore it. See, and I'm telling you this coming from my own experience. It's like the easiest thing for me was to escape my body, or to escape being here present and just completely being this body-mind, so to speak. And that doesn't not give you a very comforting feeling. So for me to enter in, it's like I really learned to enter into my body, and that made a huge difference, because suddenly there was a connection. I felt warm. I felt okay. I'm here. I'm allowed to be in this body and be, say, present this way, and I don't have to escape it. It is not. It's like my spiritual path is not about escaping my body. No, it is basically also loving it. It's like not running away from it, but including it into my awakening, into my presence, into my awareness. That when I do that, when I start to do that, I also see that it is like the possibility for you to transcend it by loving it. Like it's not disturbing anymore, because it's allowed to be here and function the way it does. Like it takes care of itself in that sense, unless I have a conflict with it. And I can have ideas about it that are conflicting with my idea about myself, how I think I should look, or how I think I should behave or do, or how, all that. But see, that's another part, and that will happen too, is that you discover like, okay, so, but it isn't different. It is right now the way it is. I'm just here, I'm just sitting in this chair, and it's exactly the way it is. It is not the way that I wanted it to be or anything like that. It's like all these ideas I can let go of, just in order to be at peace, at least about my, say, physical presence. So another aspect of this, and we'll come to that in one of the classes, or more, maybe all of the classes, who knows, but it's like there's another part. You feel everything with your body. You feel everything. Like you start to sweat when you feel uncomfortable. You start to feel adrenaline when something is shocking you. So there's continuously like a response from your body to the occurrences, say, that are happening in your experience of yourself. And that's very interesting, because I discovered for myself, see, I speak a lot from myself, what else can I do? Like I discovered a lot, like when you don't feel at ease inside yourself, and you start to release an idea or share an idea that was blocking you, suddenly you start to feel yourself again. You might first release something like cry or whatever, but suddenly you enter back into your emotional body. Your body's connected to emotions, like, and that also makes it easy for you to enjoy your experience of yourself. So, of course, there are many situations in which your body doesn't feel right, or that you maybe have an illness that you walk around with, or who knows what your situation is at this point. See, then still the same thing works. You will come back to the place where you actually start to allow yourself to feel your body in a different way, by overcoming certain aspects in which you have used your body to attack yourself, or to push through something that you really thought that you needed in order to survive. We will see that with the trauma part. One of the lessons is about the wisdom of trauma. So you'll see that how that works in the body. That's very interesting to see how that works, and how you actually develop yourself in your childhood, for instance, in discovering that you make sacrifices even as a little kid, even as a baby. You start to make sacrifices in order to not lose your attachment to your parents or anything. So you sacrifice your own feeling of yourself, your own relationship with yourself. That to me is so interesting to see how that is working, and also to see that that is to look at these things is the foundation for your, say, achieving vision or discovering that you can have such thing as a spiritual vision. Like if the basis of you, say, you as your identity isn't completely clear and clean, then you will not be able to see that, because you're actually still, say, hanging out in your childhood, still being this child screaming for attention, or screaming for help or love, and that works through all things. So even in your spiritual path, you cannot avoid looking at these parts too. So that's why this came to me, to bring it, to give it to you like this at this point, because we have been looking at so many things, and we have seen the most pure spiritual teaching, or the most beautiful words have come to us. So in order to give you the greatest experience in that, because that is actually what you're looking for, like to have an experience of coming home, or to have an experience of light and love, where you feel connected to every aspect of creation, for instance. Or maybe even simpler, like having an experience of experiencing love and connectedness. That is, say, one of the drives to be on this path, to discover that there must be something else. The life that I've been living so far has been one of pretty great struggle, and I've been pushing through it because I'm taught to do so. But actually it's not working out that well. I still find myself stuck in this and this, and I still see that I'm not completely happy, or I don't even allow myself to go that way. So here then is what we're trying to do in these classes, is becoming more and more aware, and having certain, say, exercises or moments for yourself to come to a deep experience of yourself, in allowing yourself to let that happen. So we can do that even as in some kind of healing moment together, where we just start like having a together healing session in class, so that, because it's like when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. It's like that, you can feel that when that happens, and it is of so much pleasure when it happens for everyone involved. It is so great to have a release of, I didn't need to do that. Oh my God, now I can actually feel what is going on. That is like great. So this class is also for that. So that's why I had a bit of a free setup, that I really don't know how to do this in terms of, I'm not planning this in the way that I would plan something. Not that I plan that much, but so I use every week I will use a certain subject, but we will have say in class healing situation where you are just invited, if you feel like, oh yeah, this is my time, this is my day for that. I just want to say, allow this to occur for myself. And this seems to be the day that I allow myself to do that. Then you can just come up and let that happen together with us, so to speak. So that's a wonderful opportunity for healing, and so that's a bit of the content of the classes, of the format. So let me see, what else do we have here? So the next week is then fear of healing as a subject, fear of healing. Then the wisdom of trauma, then addiction, then the quantum body, then body and the dream, then the illusion of suffering, and then we have a solstice seminar. So I'm not going to tell anything about it yet, but that's also a part of the class. So these subjects are just not like big theoretical moments together. No, this is all based on your experience. So we're trying to bring it as close to you as possible. So that might be that I'm sending you some questions or something to look at before the class starts. So you will see that in the email, so I will send it probably in the weekend or so, and then you can take a look at it just to prepare yourself for the class. Because, see, then the benefit for you becomes the greatest just because you already are, say, bringing that to life in yourself. I might also give, say, reading suggestions or send you a PDF with some information. So all this is also part of the class. So that's a bit of the program. It's like, yeah, this is the introduction class. So that was also part to share with you. So and make sure, like, you don't have to share anything if you don't feel like it. There's no pressure at all. See, and it is not that you will receive here personal healing treatment or anything. Like, no. It is more like we use the healing that can occur with you right now as an exemplification of that possibility for everyone. So it's not a personal healing, even though you might feel that way. So I think I'm pretty clear with that right now. So now coming back to the class, the body matter. I call it body matters just also for the material part of the body. Like, they're all, say, subjects connected to the idea of body, but also the body self. So that's why we did the meditation. And I don't know how that works for you, how that was for you to come in contact with yourself that way. But when I do it, I always feel that it's kind of nurturing for myself to do it. So that's why I do it. And at the same time, it's like I'm taking time in this lifetime just to relax and feel what is going on for myself. How nice is that? You know, it's like, yeah, you're going to take time to do that. Even if it's 10 minutes, that makes everything different. You know, it's like, yeah, you don't want to skip that. You don't want to skip time for yourself in this awakening, process that we're in. So you can read a lot, you can listen to all kinds of tapes, you can do whatever, but this part is taking care of yourself is a real important part. It's really like a sabbatical moment for yourself, something like that. Yeah. See, and that's just a gift to yourself. That's all. That's what I'm saying. So when we do this, say, what is it, 6 times or 8 times? I don't know. So 8 times we do this, and so that's great. Every week you're going to take time to have that new rhythm come to you. It's like, yeah, I'm taking time for myself just to feel where I'm at right now. How does that feel right now? Like, am I trying to rush to something? Am I patiently enough in listening? Who knows what's going on with you? Why are you totally distracted by your thoughts? Who knows what is going on? So that's why this is a good moment to check that for yourself. So check that right now. How is it for you to be here, to see all this in a new, say, fashion, to discover that you can look at this, at yourself like this, and maybe it raises questions. So you're always able to ask questions, or to give me some response. That's always welcome. You can then do this after class, or you can do this during the class, or so in this class we have, say, the first half hour is like what I do right now. And then after that, we come together as the class, as the ones that are here in class. And of course that will not be on YouTube, but you're invited. If you want to join, you can always join with us. So that's what I wanted to mention in dealing with this in a very safe, trustful, trustworthy way of doing this together, to allow ourselves to have a new experience of ourselves, to deeply get in touch with ourselves, and see that in that, say, a transcendence is possible, that you suddenly see like, oh yes, this was really what I needed to take another step for myself. So thank you for listening, and we're going to get into the practice right now. So thank you for that.